welcome back. Return of the Mac, M.A.C, Moss, Andrew, Carl back in the building. Episode 185.
Here.
What's happening?
Not much,
Fucking
man.
back.
I am back. I'm back with the crew.
Huh?
I listened. I did. I took a nice little vacay. I listened to a good bit of y'all's episode last week.
Yeah.
After you had sent it to me. Not like the majority of it. I probably listened like 20, 30 minutes total, but
he went till it got good at the end.
Well, I was skipping. I was skipping through because I was just looking. I was trying to find topics and stuff, and I was skipping through. I listened to 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then jumped to a next topic. But it sounded really good. I mean, James, absolute natural, just like we all knew he would be. But the conversation was super smooth. It sounded really good. It sounded like y'all had a good time.
Yeah, that was a good pod. We got to have James on here more often.
I agree.
Bring him back sometime.
I agree with that. We got to figure out a fourth mic situation with this setup because the old mics we can't get. I don't think we can use those anymore. So we have to figure that part out.
We got a mic.
That fits in this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we'll have to do it. Because I'd like to be here when he's on sometime.
Yeah. Get some more guys. Got some people ahead of me. Get some shit's lined up. You know what I'm saying?
What is that?
Get some different conversations. People don't want to get on the pod.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We can definitely make something happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, vacation was fire. I needed that.
Looked like you had a blast, man. Looked like it was very relaxing.
Definitely.
We did, man.
You went to some like really cool areas. I've never seen you take pictures like that when you went down there.
Yeah, we actually went to the beach this time. We only stayed for like 2 days, but it was just beautiful.
Yeah,
it was
really
kind of
nice.
like a resort type thing. Like they had all of the apartment spots so you could rent out were like kind of in like a U shape.
Right.
And then in the middle of that was like 6 different pools. And there was like a pool that goes all the way around. And they got one that like goes up to this little edge area you kind of sit on. Like it was just really nice spot. And then right past the pools is where the beach was. So it was even cooler than I thought, to be honest with you. But
that's dope.
that was nice. Yeah, to actually do like a vacation.
Right.
Because I'm there visiting family and stuff, and like it's time off of work, and it's vacation, but it's not like sitting poolside with a couple of drinks. Yeah. So we did that. That was
some
fun.
time pampering yourself.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like
Nothing
that.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with some good pampering.
That was a callback to last week, huh?
Yeah.
So I didn't get my toes done, but but yeah, that was fun. And man, the kids just keep getting a little bit older to where they're more fun to hang out with.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like,
water and shit. Understand what's going on.
Yeah, the 2 oldest now are like past being little kids, so they're more fun to hang out with. And then one of my nieces is 3, so she's hilarious, still in that young baby stage.
Right.
And then the other one was like a baby last time they were here, and I think she's like coming up on 2 months now or 2 years now. So she's real fun to play around, joke with, and stuff. But yeah, I had a blast, man. I love going down there. I really do. It's just nice to have a spot that I'm going to go to. It'd be cool to travel, check out other spots and all that. One day I probably will, but if I'm going to go somewhere, I may as well go stay with them.
No, for sure. It makes more sense than a little bit. I mean, that's what everybody wants. Somewhere I can go and stay and don't have to worry about booking a room and shit. Like, you staying down there for a couple of weeks. You know how much that would cost you? I don't know. Maybe rates are cheaper down there or whatever. But.
Probably so, but I mean, cheaper than here, but it still would be just a big extra expense.
Right. Expense for nothing. Yeah. Like, that's all you need.
I mean, the exotic place.
And
can't beat that.
If things get a little too wild and you need a room for one night, you can do that.
So I got the way their house is set up, like there is a room out in their garage type area. That's where I stay.
Okay.
So I still kind of have my own room. Yeah, I pretty much have my own room.
No way
I
would ever get a hotel.
No, I would never even consider it. Plus, like, when you go over there, there's a lot of people that do speak some English, particularly if you went to like a hotel or something like that. I'm sure that would be the case. But I'm not really trying to roam around Guatemala without a translator there by my side.
Your niece is like your translator, right?
She certainly has been, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll run into the store. I'm taking Isabella with me. She's like 8. But even back when she was like 6, she knows enough where if I need to talk to the cashier,
she can help
tell
me out.
What's going on? Yeah, that's nice to have. But it's good times, man.
Oh, dope,
good
man.
Times.
Dope.
I got back. Y'all had So earlier in the week, y'all had set up with James for him to be able to record anyway. And then I got back Sunday night in Roanoke at like 1 a.m. and then drove back here. So I got back super late and have been traveling there all day Sunday. So I was like, thank God they got James set up to record because I am not trying to pod. So Carl called me trying to get it set up, and he's like, "Oh, you home?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not coming though."
Yeah, it fucked me up a little bit.
I ain't gonna be there.
I was glad because I was glad that you picked up because I'm thinking like this motherfucker might be in airplane mode or some shit. I thought you were traveling or something. I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna give him a call because I was thinking about it when we first said it. When I first said like, oh yeah, I can record the pod, no problem, whatever.
Ain't nothing.
I recorded myself 1,000,000 times, so like I'm used to doing that, but like I'm not used to setting up for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hold on, I missed a step.
That last time we recorded, I think you were late getting there. So me and Carl was sitting there. I was like, I know you know GarageBand, but like, this is how you set up the extra mics. And I like quickly went through how to do it. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm good.
Got that.
Called me Monday. He was like, bro, I don't know how to set this shit up.
No clue. No idea whatsoever.
Yeah, thank God I wasn't traveling Monday because I would have been in the air for sure.
Yeah,
at 5:30 when you
I would
called.
have just had to figure it out. It probably just would have took a little bit longer, but it already took a little while for us to get set up and going. Like that's one of the downsides to it for sure. But
it was good though.
Well, the master is back. I got you. Set up
we
in
appreciate
the bag.
the presence, dog.
No problem.
Yeah, no doubt.
Clear as day.
What's up with y'all?
Man,
Same old shit for real. Work.
Yeah.
You know, catching up on shows.
Nothing
A lot of
fun.
fire shows on right now.
I did watch the last episode of Snowfall, and what else show? I watched You too.
I haven't watched
You watched
You
the
yet still.
finale already?
Finale of what?
Snowfall.
No, bro. Don't, if I didn't know it was finalized.
Where is
I
it
don't
right
know
now?
if it's out.
Where is it at right now?
Close to the end.
It's
I
almost
thought
the
it was
end of
like
whatever the season.
mid-season. I didn't know.
Is it mid? I mean, I think about that
It's
shit.
like episode 4 or 5 or
I
some
think
shit.
about
We
that
just
show.
now
Another
getting
show
started in
just ended,
Snowfall.
Last of Us.
I'm like, yo, hell no, not yet. That's just good though. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, Franklin is like a completely different character
that shit
than
better
how
than last
he
season.
he
Last
first
season
started. Like
This is season 4 or 5?
season 4, I think.
4?
I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, he's he's a quick tempered, like completely different
He ain't on top no
demeanor. And, in person than he was when he
Literally
first
had
started.
everything gone from him.
You used to rob Franklin, no problem. That shit, you is not gonna like that. That's not gonna fly. Like, he's completely different. I'm enjoying that right now.
BMF.
I haven't seen the latest episode. No.
Latest one's funny. Latest one is like probably been some of the worst acting I've seen.
Oh,
Carl gonna have a field day.
I mean, the acting is already at a low bar because there's a lot of new actors on the show.
Once I saw that Young Miami was in it, I told Shannon, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be some of the worst acting you ever seen in your life." She could barely read.
She even had that many lines, and it was still just awful.
Yeah, she can barely read. I know she can't act.
I don't
got an
think
acting skill in her body.
She can barely rap the lyrics that somebody else writes for her.
I don't think I'm quite as sensitive to the acting as you are.
Oh, I can't.
If the story can be good enough, I can get past it. But at the same time, if it's a lot of bad acting, I don't think I could do it.
I can't stomach it.
There is some bad acting in it, but it's a good storyline. Like, because it's a true story. It's based around a true story or whatever. So that's what keeps you locked in to see what the hell they're going to do.
Yeah, that's it.
Good. Yeah,
Why do you think they keep doing that, though?
Doing what?
Why are they using not good actors?
Because they cheap.
I mean, I think it makes sense for the
cheap.
Leech character because that's his son. So it's kind of like
No, I can understand that.
Situations like that, so I can see that. But this is literally his first acting job ever.
Right.
So he's a terrible actor.
Do you think he's bad?
He's not a good actor.
Yeah, he's a terrible actor.
Lil
This is
Meech
his first
is not
time
a good
acting.
actor.
You can visually see that shit.
Yeah, he's not like awful all the way through. It's just some moments where it's like that requires more acting skill to pull it off, and you
like
clearly
the emotional
don't have
scenes, he ain't got no emotion.
Yeah, this is
it's like no emotion. He try to act like he got emotion.
This is bad. Like, very C-level, D-level type
tough.
acting.
Yeah. That's tough, and I
This
understand.
Storyline.
I understand wanting to use him because he's the son.
Yeah.
But it's tough to put a bad actor as the main character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's
what's the
rough.
point of that? I mean,
Because Terry's all right. His brother.
he alright, but I mean,
alright.
it's like, does the actual real Terrence have a son, and why aren't you using him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Is it just because it was Meech's son? Like, what about all the other characters in BF's
It's the same way,
daughters
like
and
in Wu
sons?
Tang, they use ODB's son to play him. He does a good job. He actually does really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So
I
I
don't
get
know.
it. I get it. I ain't mad at it.
It's cool, but it's just certain times I'm like, y'all just can't watch this show right now. This is really bad. I can skip over this entire scene.
Yeah.
But it's like the two best shows on TV right now is Mayor of Kingstown and fucking Your Honor. I've been saying this shit for weeks.
I still gotta watch Your
They're
Honor.
currently still on in the season they in, and this shit is fire. This shit is fire.
I believe that I've seen the stuff I've seen about both of them, like even just trailers or other people talking about it. They look fire.
Yeah.
I'm not good at watching current shows. I like to binge. I want to binge out.
Right. Yeah.
I want to get 4 seasons straight.
A couple seasons now.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Season, so you like
second
binge the
season
first
is
season.
close. Yeah, I think I'm close to being able to start these, but the ones that are like fresh out, I have a hard time keeping up with them.
Mm-hmm. Shit good. You been watching that Bel-Air?
Yeah, I'm on Bel Air.
That's
Yeah,
good. It's been
I'm
good
up to
so
date. Looks
pretty good.
It's a solid show. There's a lot
What's
of good
that one
shows.
come on again?
I watched it on
Peacock.
Peacock, yeah.
I was gonna say it was like Paramount, Peacock, something.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Peacock, huh?
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
I probably
They got the
I
old,
might watch. I don't know.
The old Ashley back in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tatiana Ali.
I mean, I like that type of shit, but then again, I don't. Like, it's
They
a
been doing that the
level.
whole time. Like they had both Don Vivs in
Yeah,
it last
it's just
season.
a level of corniness, and it's like, nah, I knew you was gonna do it at some point, but I kind of wish you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew it was gonna happen. They do that shit with all like
Not even a little
remakes.
dabble. I like a little dabble of the nostalgia.
At the end, like of a movie or something,
They
when
want
they
a
do
lot,
that shit
though.
in the movies. It's
They want a
like,
lot.
oh, I kind of wanted to see this motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
somebody just
But
pops up.
don't make that person like a character or nothing like that.
They
Or
like small roles though. They don't
yeah,
like-
yeah, that's cool to sprinkle them in every now and then. It's just one of those things. It's like, you know, sometimes you could do without it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other ones?
What else I'm watching?
You got to
Godfather
explain The Last of
Harlem?
Us. You got to explain The Last of Us to me.
Godfather Hollow, Last of Us. That shit is fire. HBO. Lock in.
I mean,
it's
I
based
feel
on
like
a fucking
it's
video
a
game.
video
I don't
game,
know if y'all
right?
played
Yeah.
Last of Us before,
I didn't.
but it's like it's a fucking infection that happens to the fucking humans
Okay.
through like food that we eat type shit, and everybody gets infected
So
to like
real.
a zombie.
I knew he was going to say
That's so real.
It's
I'll
like
put
something
my
that's
life on
happening
that.
right now, like real life. There's
Yeah,
actually
it's so
an infection
real.
that's happening because of some type of yeast. But it can't grow yet because it's not hot enough to stay in humans, and that's what
It's
was
the
happening.
food, the food that
that
we
game
eat,
and
dog.
that show. It's crazy, bro. But that shit fired though. They based it off the game.
I started watching
storyline.
it, but I couldn't fuck with it, man. Maybe I got to start it again, and I don't know, maybe the storyline. But it's just like, how many more of these we gonna see?
The first episode didn't get you
Nah, it ain't.
after
doing
what
for me.
happened, like at the end of that first episode.
I don't think I made it
You
to
don't
the
even
end of the
remember?
episode. How many is this Walking Dead all over again? Don't tell me it's not.
I
Or
ain't never watched Walking Dead, and I ain't a big zombie movie or.
but that's
show
what this
person.
is.
But it's like
So that's the second
it's
one.
kind of like that, but it's not.
So that's the second one like that. What else is it?
I mean, it's been a shit ton of zombie
Just told me
like
you watch
shows and shit.
BMF, Snowfall, and all these other joints. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well,
Are they gonna make
BMF is
another one of
based on a
these?
true story.
It's all the same shit.
Kinda, but kinda not. Like,
I don't feel like zombies like legit zombie shows. Like there was a craze of doing like trying to do like horror zombie shit, but then like Walking Dead, it was like a legit drama type shit.
Right.
Walking Dead was solid for like at least 4 or 5 seasons.
it's a good show.
Yeah, and then they kind of fell
I'm not
off.
saying Last of Us is, but it took me a while to even get into Walking Dead like that.
It ain't even a
because
lie. You
I
ain't
didn't
I'm
know
not
what it
really
was.
into the zombie
Nah,
type
me neither.
shit.
Me neither.
neither.
I wouldn't even try it for a long time.
fuck
And then
with
I
Last
did
of Us.
watch it, and I was like, not
It's
bad.
solid.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You
Fuck
know,
with because I played that game and that game.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the game was dope.
maybe I'll give it another try. But there's so many shows going on right now. I just ain't had time to dedicate
It's a lot.
a lot of time to it. I guess.
The Last of Us is HBO, right?
Yeah, that's HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO don't do no bad. I'm sure that's good.
Everybody
It
does.
should be a pretty solid show. I did like that Velma on there though.
I think he told us about that.
That was good, Velmo.
Scooby-Doo.
And Scooby-Doo doesn't make an appearance, but
not yet.
The rest of the characters do.
Saving them for season
two. Why not though?
Huh? I don't know.
It's like, why not? Why couldn't you have Scooby-Doo a cameo?
How you gonna box him out of his own show?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's messed up.
You got to show because of me, because of the Scooby-Doo show.
I don't know.
Can't be in a new one. All right, that's what's going on.
I don't know. It was interesting though. They, like I said, like Family Guy, kinda. It's weird, but cool.
I probably won't catch that one.
Yeah, I doubt it. I was just saying. I was just throwing that out there.
If I watched it, I could see being like, oh, this is kind of funny.
It's funny, yeah.
But I doubt I would go watch it.
Yeah, I'm good. Because I was good on Wednesday, so I know I'll be good on film.
I kind of skipped through that, but I guess we can get done with all the TV shows that we've been obsessed with.
I've been watching this show called Suits. It's already off the air.
I heard about that.
I think it was on USA maybe when it was on.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that. That's the one. I think it was the role that broke out the chick that married the prince.
Oh, Meghan Markle?
Yes.
Oh, she was on that?
Yeah.
I ain't never watched, but I heard that show before.
She's bad on there. I thought she looked good in the random pictures and stuff you see, but she's bad on there. But it's like a lawyer show. Mad people backstabbing and shit. They keep you watching. I be binging like crazy. Started that down in Guatemala. So I got to run through those 9 seasons. I'm three albums through already, though.
Perfect show, huh?
Yes.
There you go.
Got my day planned out
until it
for
piss
weeks.
you off enough. You like, I'm not watching this bullshit no more.
Yeah, probably around season 6 is usually when it happens.
Yeah, should have fall off. You like, yeah, that's it. It was a good run.
Probably so.
Yeah.
But anyway, any other shows? Anything else before we get started?
That's it.
That's it, man. That's it.
There was plenty of sports going on recently, and then today with all the different free agent breaking news.
A lot of shit.
Plenty of sports. Do we want to start with NFL free agency stuff?
Let's start with the biggest transaction that occurred.
Oh, Jim Boeheim got fired. Oh, you was talking about football. The Panthers, baby.
Yeah.
Panthers, baby.
Oh, I was saying, McCourty retired. Devin McCourty shot.
Oh, damn.
He was retired like 3 years ago.
You had to know that was coming. Second biggest news, Devin McCourty.
Never missed a game. Shout out to Devin.
Was he expected to retire?
Yeah, it was. He was talking about it like for the last couple of years, and he decided.
Would you say he Hall of Fame player?
Yeah, facts.
Oh, I would not. But he's a solid player. He's a very good NFL career.
I would not.
I don't know what. Everybody from the Patriots is never gonna make the Hall of Fame.
I never said
all them
that.
chips.
Never said that.
Nobody can make it.
Y'all got 2, or a lot. Corey Dillon, the Rodney Harrison, of course Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski.
You think Tom Brady's gonna make it?
Yeah, probably so. Ninkovich will probably make it, right? Teddy Bruschi. I would admit all of the Willie McGinnis. I would admit all of these guys would be Hall of Famers, just not the other ones with, minimal, even individual accolades. You don't get into the Hall of Fame, though.
What do you think about Wes Welker?
Oh, Hall of Famer. Sorry. Absolute.
Still story. He's just killing it.
Absolute.
Wes Welker, absolute Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So anyway, the Panthers, baby.
Yeah.
Going to get a quarterback. Thank God.
Big ones.
How do you know that?
Come on, man.
Maybe they draft a tackle.
I bet my life on the quarterback. Anybody wants to take that bet?
That'd be hilarious.
Put whatever number on it.
Now y'all let Darnold go to the Niners now, so
he went to the Niners.
Quarterback, yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he's gone.
I didn't see that.
Good for him. I got no real ill will towards Darnold. He's just not very good.
Yeah, that's facts.
It's not his fault.
Yeah,
maybe it is. I don't know.
He's a very average player, if not below average.
Look, I was concerned that we were going to get. There was not going to be any movement in trades until like relatively close to the draft.
Right.
And there was just going to sit around with this possibility that somebody else offers some crazy package and we get left out of getting a quarterback. So I was excited to see we got a deal done. Now I'm still anxious though, because I'm like, what if they pick a quarterback I don't want? I want one quarterback. So anybody but CJ Stroud, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. I'll be excited after it happens. But I'm going to be a little bit disappointed if it's anybody but Stroud.
I always say I don't really know what y'all draft history is as far as the first round. I feel like y'all strike pretty good. So you got to
I think we've done well in the first round.
Yeah, you got to trust your scouts at that point. You know, you might have a guy that you want, and I do that shit all the time. I'm like, yo, we got to draft this dude. And I don't fucking know shit. That person ends up not going until like the fucking sixth round.
First time you ever admitted that.
I know, right?
That shit is crazy.
Thank you for calling.
You got to mark that.
Let's hold on.
I'm just saying.
Moment of silence.
Yeah.
All right, that felt good. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I don't know like the background information on these guys, like their fucking off the field drama, like how smart they are in the class. All this, they do deep dives on these players, and it's certain red flags that might pop up. Yeah, right, no doubt. But it's certain red flags that might pop up on a guy that you wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. And that's, you know, they've been evaluating NFL players, a lot of these scouts for like, you know, 10 plus years and stuff like that. So you just got to trust those guys.
I'm legit surprised to hear you that, like, not even joking. I thought I really felt like you feel like you know better than them.
Yeah. No.
I subscribe to what you just said
there on the pod before.
Yeah, 100%. I could be a scout. But unless your team has a history of being bad at drafting, which we don't have a great history of winning. We've had ups and downs.
I might have called that out before, like teams that just have a bad pattern of drafting. I would say, well, I could do that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, I'd say that.
But I think we do have we have done pretty well in the draft, particularly in the first round. At least over the last 10 years, most of the guys that we've taken ended up being long-time starters for us or stars beyond that, whatever you want to say. So I do think we'll do all right. And off-season, you just got to be excited about anything.
It's potential, baby.
That whatever happens, it's like
potential.
That move is about to make the biggest difference, no matter who it is. So if we draft Richardson, I'm going to sit here and tell y'all that we're about to have the best quarterback in the NFL 3 years from now. He's got so much upside, it's about to be crazy. If we get Stroud, I'm going to be hyped. Same with Bryce Young.
I'm still getting adapted to that life of, like, paying attention to shit in the offseason. Because most of my life, I haven't had to.
I understand.
It's like we usually make shit happen in the free agency. We usually get a very low pick, bottom of the fucking first round. So it's just like kind of really don't be mattering. Now we're in a situation where we got to be making shit happen in the offseason every year now just to get back into the mix because shit is fucking going in flames in the AFC East right now. But that's another story.
It is wild over there. Yo, honestly, I feel like it's hard to imagine picking a bad first top 10 pick.
That's true.
Like there's so many it happens every single year.
Yeah, I mean, top 10 picks is 50% chance.
Top 10, like you're drafting from the best of the best. You shouldn't be able to miss, even if you pick like a position that didn't exactly fill your team need. You should have found a great player.
I think that's where people go wrong a lot.
Trying to draft their position.
Or, trying to draft us like a certain position or whatever and not going for just the best player overall available. But you just never know with these things. Guys that look, I mean, college is a different game overall. So you got to step on the NFL field and prove it. And some guys just, like, they're good, but they're just not that good, you know. So it's kind of how it all works out.
Shit happens.
But do you think y'all gave up too much? I'm
more curious your opinion than mine, because my opinion is nothing matters without a quarterback, and we've shown that for the past 3 years.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
So even if I'm not even say they overpaid, I don't think you can overpay because there's nothing to do until you can get that quarterback.
Yeah, it really all depends on
it is what it is. To me, we gave up a first round pick, 2 seconds. And we had an extra second, so we're not even missing a draft in the second round this year. Like, we still get to get that pick.
Yeah, because this year's first round pick is just a swap.
Yeah, just a swap. So we gave away next year's first round, and this year's second we had 2 of. So we still get a second round draft pick too. So it's next year when we're missing a first and second, we'll suck, particularly if the quarterback doesn't play well. And having to lose DJ Moore sucked because that's my guy.
Yeah,
I love DJ Moore. But we see the NFL right now. Receivers are popping up everywhere.
A dozen.
If this is what you got to do to get a quarterback that would be with the team for the next 10 years, which is obviously what you're hoping for with the number 1 overall pick, I love you, DJ, but go ball out with Fields. That's my stance on it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. I think, wide receivers are fungible that way. But, the only issue, I think, that you're going to get a quarterback. It would be nice to have a veteran wide receiver they're like somebody like DJ Moore, like a guy who can just uncover
a go-to guy.
A safety blanket of sorts. You're going to have to draft that now. I think you have to find a way to draft Njigba because then you already get the continuity between Stroud and Njigba.
They were, mock drafts are iffy. They're throwing shit against the wall, but they had him going top 10 possibly.
I guess it's possible he would.
I don't think there's any chance he's around.
I don't know. I think he's probably around in the second round.
I think there's a decent chance that we take a receiver in the second round as well.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously going to be looking to get something back. Now, the only decent receiver the only receiver we're going to have on the roster at all is, I just went blank on his name. LSU kid that we drafted like 2 years ago had shown potential. Marshall?
I can't think of his name either.
Damn it. Anyway, we got a guy that's young, showed potential last year. He's going to have to step up. They're going to draft a receiver, I would imagine, and I think we'll get some veteran free agent that's like a middle-level guy. Probably middle downside, like a Adam Thielen or something like that.
Jacoby Myers.
Some kind of veteran to just catch passes. And they've been saying that we're going to get a tight end. There's a lot of tight ends. Gesicki keeps getting brought up.
Yeah,
I don't think he's like game changer, but I'd be happy to get
his class is big for that too.
I'd take him. So I don't know. It is what it is. We need a quarterback. That's all I care about. Still got a solid defense. I'm excited about all the coaching staff moves they made and all that shit. And we're still going to be in a garbage division again. So
yeah, they say Stroud is looking like the number one pick right now.
Sounds about right.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would be my guy. I would go with it.
Baker Mayfield's supposedly getting looks from the Bucks. Did you see that?
I'm sure.
That made me excited. The Bucks are back to the Bucks.
Oh, they're gonna be awful.
The dream is over. The GOAT is gone.
It's gonna be bad.
You're Tampa still.
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
They're gonna be bad. They're gonna be awful.
I love it.
all of those teams are gonna have to pay their bills now. You know, the Bucks, the Rams. The Rams are fucking selling everything right now. Jalen Ramsey to Miami.
What was that even? What was that trade even?
Just a third round pick and some no name guy along with it, some tight end that they traded for him. So I don't know, free agency, man. I think it's an exciting part of the year, especially the draft and shit. I love it. We got a lot of time to talk about that, so we won't have to get into that today. But free agency, man, it's an exciting part.
I think it's exciting now. Now that people are actually signing. The last month or so, when it's just we got to talk about something. Let's try to talk about where free agents might go. What's the best landing spot? That shit can be kind of fun if you're just interested in the NFL or whatever. But it's just talk. Now that today, everything popped.
Actual signings is what I want to see.
That's exciting.
And who goes where? Who's signing the biggest deals and shit like that. I don't know. It's a big deal. I have a wish list out there.
Was Patrick Peterson part of the wish list?
Fuck no. I ain't see that one coming. That was weird.
Was Cam Sutton getting away? How do you feel about that?
He was on my wish list.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, let's re-sign Cam Sutton.
Damn, so they just discarded. Did you send it to him?
Yeah, I did.
Did they get it?
I emailed it to him, but I don't know if they're ready yet.
Damn.
That's crazy.
No, but yeah, that was tough, man. Patrick Peterson, I think is I don't know how to feel about it, honestly, because he old. But
I know for a fact last year, whoever he played for, you Patrick Peterson's still in the league?
Still in the league.
I remember you saying that. Was it the Vikings?
Yeah, he played for the Vikings. Still with? He got 5 picks last year. So he was a productive player. That was his best season he's had in a while. And I do remember him playing some pretty good football when I watched, but I don't know. He's old. He's 33. To me, it just solidifies that the Steelers are going to go corner early in the draft and get him some young players to mentor or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about him and Minka playing in the same secondary, just intellect wise. I feel like that it should be a smart backfield. So, the lack of athleticism that he may have now, he's probably gained that in wisdom, I would assume, at this juncture of his career.
Minka can help make up for the difference if necessary.
Yeah, you got an all-pro safety behind you. You can't make but so many mistakes.
Do you have anything else on your wish list that you want to get off right now?
No, nothing yet. We'll see. I don't want to put my wishes out there. I got to keep them to myself.
Hasn't gone well keeping them secrets so far. Maybe if you say it out loud, it'll happen.
Nah, bro. I'm going to keep it to myself.
I ain't going to beg you to talk about the Steelers. I'm good.
Yeah, I still want D-Hop. What up, Odell?
You see Odell wants $20 million
ain't no
a year?
He ain't say that.
I swear to God.
You said he lost it? What you mean?
Nah, he wants $20 million a year.
Oh, never mind, Odell. You can stay where you at.
They were just talking about it today.
I get what he's saying because it's like
come out with a heavy demand and talk it down.
That's pretty fucking high when he was just on the $5 million deal last time he was on the
Yeah, I don't. But I wouldn't see him getting more than $5 million now. What's the point? I mean, we played an entire season. All 32 teams played an entire season without you last year.
Two teams didn't play an entire season.
What do you mean?
Bills and Bengals.
Oh, sorry.
Just
their entire season they played.
He hasn't played in a year. What are we talking about?
Right, I'm
20 million?
Yeah, you crazy.
Wow, I didn't know nothing about that. That's crazy.
He's back in 1 year deal mode right now. Try to get 10 from somebody for a year.
Prove it, whoever you
you need another prove it deal. You fresh off an ACL tear.
Yeah,
this is nuts. Nah, good. Come on, D-Hop.
You can't put out the video running go routes by yourself, making nice catches, and get $20 million. It's not gonna work.
That's how great and dandy. You can get your YouTube numbers up. Fucking 20 million.
D-Hop, huh?
Yeah, I want that guy.
I bet.
Need him.
I think 32 teams want that.
We need, of course. Definitely need that. But hey, wish list.
How old is he? Is he expected to still get a big contract again?
Maybe not too crazy, but he's gonna ask for a little bit of money.
I think he's like 29.
We got it right now.
He's not that old.
Yeah, we got it right now.
I wasn't sure.
We can give him a good 15. 15 a year. I think we can do that. A couple years.
I'm down for that too.
It's possible. Hopefully be all right with that. I mean, he probably said he wants 20 mil. They'll ask for 20 mil. Diop could definitely get 20 mil somewhere.
Right.
I mean, that's what he's making right now.
Yeah, what I'm saying. He definitely get that somewhere.
You would acquire him in a trade, so you would just be taking on that deal, whatever he's.
I thought he's a free agent.
When did he become a free agent?
I think so too.
I think Diop's a free agent. That's why he's
I could be wrong, but I think so.
Yeah, he's a free agent. He ain't resign.
And
I want to say. Pretty sure about that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw Austin Eckler just asked for a trade today too.
Say that.
He's making $5 million a year.
Well, that'd be a nice pickup.
Yeah, it was just one more year left, but they're trying to talk an extension. Apparently, it hasn't worked out. So
he wants to get paid.
Yeah, so he's looking to walk or to get traded, I should say.
That'd be a nice pickup for whoever get him.
Yeah, for real. Touchdown machine.
He's a beast.
Yeah, let me see. He signed.
To replace that.
He should still be on the. He's
safety net right there.
He's on the contract. You will have to acquire him in a trade.
Okay. I got you.
Thought so.
Even better.
2024. So
why would the Cardinals be wanting to get rid of him?
Because they're the Cardinals and
NFL. You just don't even save money when you trade. This is the dumbest shit ever.
They just spiral. They don't know what to do. You know, they start to build something and they spiral. Start from scratch again.
Yeah.
Try this again.
Make that move.
I mean? The Browns will soon, they're in a downward spiral like no other.
Why?
Because it's the Browns, brother.
I don't think they're good, but why are they in a downward spiral like no other? They've been in way worse shape than this before.
That's facts.
I mean, just
they got a shot at the quarterback still. You got to assume Watson's going to be much better this year after getting another year back.
I would assume that he'll be a little bit better. Sure, much better. I don't know, but a little bit better compared to like that's still like a below average quarterback compared to how he played last year. I feel like at best he can become average at this point. It'll never be a 5,000 yard capable passer.
With Amari Cooper, bro, they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, dog.
I'm still siding with him for one more year.
I mean, we watched the dude.
Let's give him a full season.
We watched a dude like Russell Wilson who literally like he plays. Like he was on the field and he lost it and ain't got it back yet.
He got Nathaniel Hackett.
He was bad with Pete Carroll his last year.
The last 6
When guys ain't got it, they ain't got it. That's all I see.
He's not as old as Russell Wilson, but So you got.
I mean, Russell Wilson's not old in quarterback years.
I think both of them going to be good this year.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
But if they both suck this year, then I'm out on both of them. This is the last shot. This is the last chance.
My last chance for Russell Wilson was this year with the.
That's
you
fair.
give me 2 years of bad play or average play, that's who you are.
I mean, the first year he was injured, but this year he was awful.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he was MVP. He was MVP through 9 weeks. Yeah, the last year was Seattle.
The year before.
He got hurt and he sucked the second half.
Throwing thumb up or something like that.
We'll see. One more year. One more year for me.
Yeah, I don't trust either guy.
One more thing I did think about very strongly after the Panthers move. If we hadn't done all this dumb shit trying to find a diamond in the rough with Darnold, we would have just drafted Fields. He was our quarterback. That was who I wanted. And I love J.C. Horn. I think he's going to be a great player. But we took J.C. Horn and we're like, nah, we're going to get Darnold. Darnold's going to do the job. We could have just drafted Fields and not had to do all this.
Pretty much I would have got the first guy from Ohio State instead of the second guy coming up.
And Stroud may end up being way better. I don't know. Like, so much could play out differently, but Fields has proven enough that he is a good quarterback at the least. And I would assume he will get much better this year with a quarterback.
I think he's proven that.
Fields your best receiver.
I think that's going to help him a lot. But I think he's proven at this point that he's a weapon. Like, he can make some plays happen, but he hasn't proven that he can play quarterback well.
It's going to be all right.
You're going to try the comparisons.
There's another guy.
You're going to try the comparisons, but it doesn't work.
Guy
that guy
that's a good weapon.
He can play quarterback well in the NFL. Give him the same weapons that Justin Fields. Give Lamar Jackson the same weapons that Justin Fields have. He'll turn that Bears team into a 10-win team, dog.
So you know what?
That team will win 10 games.
Before you got here, I told Moss I couldn't sleep last night. I was up till 3 o'clock last night. Just couldn't fall asleep.
Watching Lamar highlights.
I was not. Ever. Rather watch running back highlights. But what I did look up, those stats for the 2015 Panthers Super Bowl run. I don't want to hear nothing about receivers from any quarterback.
Oh, Cam Newton had none.
0.
But that's what I'm telling you about Cam Newton.
Ted Ginn was his number one receiver.
Why do I keep saying? I've said
Olsen was 1,000-yard receiver that year, and Ginn had 700. He was the second best, and there was 2 other what we would call bums at this point that were like 450 yards apiece. So I don't want to hear this Lamar Jackson can't get a receiver nonsense. I don't want to hear it.
What does that have to do with Lamar Jackson?
Because you just said give him this weapon, that weapon. I don't want to hear about not having weapons.
Are you saying that Cam Newton couldn't have been better if you would have gave him
Everybody could be better if you have better weapons.
Right.
100%.
And the Cam Newton won an MVP that season, right? So he won an MVP because he was the best player in the league. Same when Lamar Jackson won MVP with nothing else around him, really. Won MVP, led the NFL in touchdowns with no wide receivers. Name a wide receiver that he threw a bunch of touchdowns to that year. Name a wide receiver.
Anquan Bolden.
He wasn't in the league, no. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't keep on saying like, oh, this dude, he can't play quarterback. Like, he plays quarterback at a high level.
He's clearly a good quarterback.
Justin Fields has to prove that he can play to the level of quarterback of a Lamar Jackson.
Sure. I'm not trying to say Fields. I'm not saying Fields is better than Jackson. My point is he's a good quarterback. We clearly could have drafted him and been fine. But we got to come back. I missed out on the Lamar talk last week. I want to debate you on Lamar again. This is crazy. I'm trying to keep this relatively short so we're not just ranting for 30 minutes. But you are throwing every excuse for Lamar out there and will refuse to admit that maybe he just wants too much money for a quarterback that hasn't proven that they can throw the ball well enough. You tried to throw this agent shit out here. They don't want to talk to him because he doesn't have an agent. When after y'all recorded and we were uploading and shit talking on the phone, I told you they just signed, what's the dude's name? Linebacker. The Ravens just signed. Roquan Smith without an agent. They just dealt with him and gave him a massive contract. So the Ravens clearly don't have a problem dealing with a player that doesn't have an agent. So then you pivot.
That's a linebacker.
So then you pivot to, it's a different position. They don't want to do that to a quarterback. So then last week when we were in the chat, I told you I'm looking up information, and the agents are appointed and regulated by the NFLPA, the Players Union. They have no direct relationship to the NFL. So it makes zero sense that they have some incentive with the NFL owners to not get deals done with guys that don't employ agents because there's no financial incentive for a team owner to not deal with that guy. One more thing before you give your response. Man. And then you said
all of these points though, and I got to go through.
I gave you 3 points. If you can't remember them, I'll remind you. So the third point is you tried to say something about the owners have this relationship and they want to look out for the agents, even though there's no financial incentive for them to do so. So I asked you, do you think the players or an agent are better at negotiating? You said the agents. So I said, why would an owner who's trying to get a player to agree to a deal for as little as possible to save themselves some money want to deal with somebody that's going to be a better negotiator and get the player more money? Makes zero sense. I have a fourth point, but I'm going to let you rock.
I mean, I don't even know where to start, honestly, because it's so much like, I don't get how you can be so naive to believe or to not believe that owners and agencies wouldn't work hand in hand when they've been working hand in hand together since
they work in opposition to each other. But go ahead.
This hand in hand, they're doing business. They've been doing business together for almost 75 years at this point. So I don't get why you wouldn't think that
what benefit does the agent have to help a deal be better for the team than it is for the player that they represent?
Having strong relationships.
I understand that.
Strong relationships within organizations to get more contracts done. Also, I'm not saying that the agents.
The point is to get the player the most money so they can get the most money.
Which is why I say they're in opposition.
But it's about relationships within the industry. That's all it ever is. It's like,
you want to have good relationships.
That's what I'm saying.
Just to be able to have good negotiations, but you're still trying to do what's better for the player, not the team.
Agreed.
I'm not saying the team's giving out a contract that's best for them. The agent's countering with a contract that's best for the player. That's the relationship that goes on. Duh. Everybody knows that. But the agent isn't strong holding or strong arming the team and say, you're going to give us all of this, everything we want. That's not how an agent works.
That's how Drew Rosenhaus got famous.
You don't get everything you want. The team negotiates as well. So all I'm saying is, like, a player can do that shit himself. They don't want that to become the norm. I don't get how you don't think that the NFL cycle
agents and not him wanting $200 million guaranteed or $230.
Because it can't be a little more.
Why do you think it's the money and not
it can't be a little more.
The agent situation?
I
think it's the guaranteed money that he asked for is what's the issue is. They ain't trying to pay that much guaranteed money.
First of all,
they offered him a crazy contract. Crazy big contract.
You know what they offered him? They offered him $133 million guaranteed. That's all we know so far. And that is lower than everybody else that we've seen sign recently.
That's why you negotiate. That was the first offer he turned
down. You don't know what he's asking in guarantees. We have no clue.
Sure.
But we know that that's the
more
issue.
Than that 133.
But you know that that's the issue.
Right.
But you know that the guarantee is the issue.
All right, so what if it's 150 guaranteed that he's asking for? That would be fair. That you're saying, you asked for all these crazy. Everybody in the league who's just signed a quarterback is getting that kind of money.
If it was
giving out that kind,
be real. If it was 150, the Ravens would take it.
But you have no clue. And what if it's 200?
That makes more reasonable. That makes more reasonable sense as to why they would say no.
That would be a good number for him, though. It would make more sense for him to demand that amount.
Oh, for him,
for sure. That's what an agent would do. Why when he does it, it's a bad deal, but an agent's supposed to get a player the most amount of money, but when a player trying to get himself the most amount of money, now it's a problem. Because it's not a problem, it's the fact that it's collusion. It's clearly something that they don't want to pay.
Here's the pivot again. We'll get to that. We'll get to the collusion
thing. Go to
thing.
another team and get him that money.
He can do the same thing for himself, though.
Nobody's saying that he's bad or he's wrong for not having an agent. I got no problem with it. I don't think it's the smartest thing, but I don't care. Do your thing. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with not having an agent. The only thing I have a problem with you saying is that it makes any sense for the owners not to want to deal with him because he doesn't have an agent. That makes no sense.
Did you not hear Stephen A. Smith make the same argument that I'm saying? That he said he knows that the agents don't want this to happen?
Of course, the agents don't want that to happen. The connection that you can't make is that the owners don't want to have somebody not have an agent. Of course, the agents don't want a player to get a crazy max dollar and say, hey, we're not necessary. Yeah. That makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed.
Makes a lot of sense for the agent side, but not the team side.
But let's get to the last point. I don't want to cut you off. If you got something to say back to that, go ahead.
No, I just don't get how y'all wouldn't see how these two businesses work hand in hand. And they've been getting money together for the past. I mean, at the end of the day, you say that the agent works for the player. No, they work for the NFL because that's where the money is coming from. The money comes from the billionaire owner. How do you not think that they have a relationship with each other? It's ignorant to me to be that naive.
Yeah, this is the point.
That
they
is
have
crazy,
a relationship, and of course they want to build a good relationship.
Their relationship with the NFL is longer than the relationship they're gonna have with the player.
But you're saying that to make it mean like,
cut me off. They only gonna deal with the player for 4 to 5 years, probably max. Any player. They dealing with the NFL their entire career as being a sports agent. My relationship with the owners and the people on that team is going to be way stronger than it would ever be with a certain player that I'm contracted to, because I'm not going to be working with that person longer than I'm going to be working with the NFL. And ultimately, my money is coming from the NFL. That's how I look at it. You got to look at the whole picture, but not just one side.
No, you're missing the point again. I agree with everything that you just said. And those are all great points for why the agent would like to work with the owner and have a good relationship with the owner. My entire point is that the owner has no incentive to want to help out an agent that's not a part of something. They have no incentive to not want to deal with somebody that doesn't have an agent and say, no, we want you to have an agent. There's no incentive for them to do that. Zero.
On the surface, yeah.
Zero. But the next point, after we ended that part, you brought up that there's collusion now with with all of the teams saying that they're not interested in Lamar.
Right, it's collusion at some point.
Trying to extend the olive branch based off of our previous discussion, and I think it's a reasonable claim to say that could be happening.
Right,
I don't think that's happening, but I think that's a reasonable position to have, to say that other teams and the owners as a whole are colluding, saying the Browns fucked us up and gave up way too much guarantee money.
That makes more sense to
me. If we all box this out and make sure his guarantee stays at 180 or something like that, it's better for all of us. I think that's 100% reasonable.
That $200 million guaranteed. Because if that bar is set, then every single fucking body is going to want to ask for that guaranteed money.
At the same time, that's what they don't want
to happen. Fuck the agents. They ain't trying to pay that money.
I think that's reasonable. But at the same time, I think there's also really reasonable reasons why other teams wouldn't want to get involved with this. What I mentioned earlier, you've been a big proponent, and I have too, of saying that overpaying for the quarterback is going to fuck up your team, having an ability for the future to be able to keep winning when you're paying a quarterback $40-50 million. So I think that's a reasonable thing to look at and say, if we're a bad team that has a top draft pick right now that's looking for a quarterback, then trading away 2 first-rounders and paying Lamar a big amount of money is not going to be good for the team in the long run. And all the stuff that I always say about Lamar, 1-3 playoffs and stuff like that. I think those are reasonable reasons why the Falcons, the Panthers, the Colts may be like, nah, we're not interested in trying to trade for Lamar.
I don't think it's reasonable for those said teams. I think it's reasonable for other teams to might have that approach and say, but unless you pick in top 5 in the draft, then it's like you're probably not going to get that guy that you're looking for. And it's so many more teams that actually need a quarterback in the league.
Who are the other ones? I'm not saying there aren't any, but the ones that I know are like the 4 that keep being talked about trading.
We just brought one up earlier.
That is one. That's one for sure.
I mean, hell, the Rams could use a swap at quarterback. There's so many teams that could use a quarterback right now.
Him under contract though, right?
Yeah, I mean, you ask for the trade or something. I don't know. You can work a deal with Baltimore. It's not just the 2 first-round picks. If a team really wanted Lamar, they don't have to give that up. All they would have to do is talk to Lamar, get him to sign the contract, and from there they can work out a trade between them and the Ravens. So it's not just 2 first-round picks. It could be anything that they trade him for, as long as they can work with Lamar and get him. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense why no team wants him. All of those points that you laid out, it could be reasonable in a sense, but it's like, are you actually trying to win football games if you're the Atlanta Falcons? One thing that Lamar Jackson has proven everywhere that he's ever been, regardless if you think he can't throw the ball or not, that he's dominated in winning percentage.
In the regular season.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Everywhere he's ever been, he's dominated in winning percentage. It's only a few quarterbacks that's going to win a playoff game every year. It just doesn't happen
you
often.
You can't be the best. You can't win. But
what was Drew Brees' winning percentage?
Any other quarterback you looked at, any other player in any sport that you look at that dominates in the regular season and doesn't win in the postseason, you look at as a bum. Anybody but Lamar Jackson. That's your guy.
No, I'm looking
any sport.
No, I look at guys. I know Peyton Manning didn't win his first playoff game till he was like 28 years old or some shit like that.
And up until then, he was considered to be a bust. Not a bust, but like the guy that couldn't get it done. Until he got it done.
No doubt, but he had MVPs and everything up until that point.
Sure.
He's a great player already. Hall of Fame measures your regular season achievements, and that's what it does. That doesn't take away the fact that a guy isn't a great player or not. Like I said, when you reach those stages of your career, then it takes a team to elevate you. Patrick Mahomes ain't just doing it by himself. Yeah, he damn good, but he got a fucking team behind him and the best coach, one of the best coaches in NFL history. So, like, all of these things work together when you're having success at this level.
Sure.
So I don't get that argument or that point in it, but when you're just looking at it, man, I don't get how you can't come to the conclusion that it's collusion overall, because one of these teams need a quarterback. And a lot of these teams last year was fighting and clawing over Deshaun Watson, which had a higher price than what Lamar Jackson, a guy who is better than Deshaun Watson, an MVP player, like, the price is cheaper to get him than it was to get Deshaun Watson.
But
so why would you make that move?
The price part is debatable because he was a free agent. All you had to do was sign him.
Lamar Jackson is a free agent. He's a non-exclusive.
Not with a tag on him.
It's non-exclusive. He can talk to any team.
Right, and they're going to offer a contract, and then the Ravens are going to match it.
Why wouldn't you offer it? What's the point? Then why wouldn't you offer a contract?
Because if he was willing to accept a reasonable contract, he'd be a Raven already. This is where it goes back to him asking for more and guaranteed than people are willing to pay him. He's going to be a Raven regardless. They're going to get something done. They're both trying to strong arm each other, and they're going to get a contract done. But I don't think it's that crazy why that many teams are not trying to get involved. But I think it's reasonable that you can say this.
I think it's nuts to me. Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than any quarterback that you can draft in this year's draft.
You don't know that.
He is a better quarterback today. I definitely know that. Than any quarterback that you can draft in this year's draft. And most likely, none of these quarterbacks that you draft in this year's draft will ever win an MVP in their career. It's more than likely that none of these quarterbacks that you draft.
Lamar is your exception to you should get a QB in the draft and have him on his rookie deal.
No, I mean, I think
just throws that out the window. When other teams do it, it's like that's not a great strategy. But you're encouraging teams to do a not great strategy.
I'm not. When you have a guy that is that level of player, and I only really name two, and I always say Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
3 seasons ago, he was that player. He hasn't been that player the last 2 seasons.
He still won most of his games that he's played.
He had to finish the season either.
You just made a case for
won most of his games when he's been on the field.
You can't say winning games in the playoffs is a team effort and the coaches and all this stuff, and then
they don't win without him.
In the regular season,
they do not win games without him.
So you don't think him not finishing the last 2 seasons doesn't affect people want to pay him guaranteed money?
No, because Deshaun Watson didn't play at all.
No, you don't want to throw away $20 million on somebody can't finish the season.
Deshaun Watson didn't play at all. Deshaun Watson had an ACL injury. Deshaun Watson had 21 cases. All of this stuff about him not playing 10 games is arbitrary when you bring up the guy who got $230 million guaranteed, didn't play at all, had a torn ACL, and all of the above. Don't give me that. That's arbitrary shit. And I don't get how anybody can't look at it like that. Like, yo, that is just nonsense. what we're talking about right now. Comparing the two.
It's the NFL, bro. It's the NFL.
We did 15 minutes on it. If any final statements y'all want to get out, I said my piece. I just had to debate Lamar Jackson with you real quick in person. Quick hits. The rest of the some of the other big moves. Jimmy G to Las Vegas and Rodgers to the Jets. Any big thoughts on those?
Fuck the Jets.
Yeah, you can't be happy about that.
Fuckers.
I think they're gonna be good this year.
I've seen
really good this year.
I'm not sure if I seen the speculation tweets and it was like they're about to make it official.
I saw it go back and forth. I thought I saw something that was like it's a done deal, and then I saw when I tried to research it further, I saw what you're saying.
When you said that, I think it's also was it Gardner and what's the other dude's name? The receiver Wilson. They were just tweeting like subliminal tweets. Like,
I think it's gonna happen though. Let's just say it happened, and if we're wrong, we'll correct it next week.
I mean, it's looking like they're trying to close it.
Jordan Love probably like, fuck yeah,
hell yeah,
I finally get a chance.
I think he'll be decent.
Oh, he stinks. He's not good.
They
need a receiver, but I think he'll be decent.
Oh, the Jets got a receiver.
I was talking about Jordan Love, but
got you. My bad.
Love be decent. I mean,
what's the name supposed to be the guy?
Yeah, dude that went crazy last year with all the touchdowns.
Christian Watson.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name.
He's like that.
Nice.
He's supposed to be that guy.
See, I think that'd be decent. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. But
the Jets, I mean, that's a good move for them overall, but I still think Aaron Rodgers ain't what he used to be, and how could you expect him to be? But can he pull you to a borderline?
This is what they did to Brady
team?
When he left a team they ain't had no weapons to a team they got weapons. He won a fucking Super Bowl, so I'm not saying that he ain't good enough when he goes to a team with all them young, fast-ass players. He's going to make some shit happen with
that he's declined. He's declined some throughout his career. He's not at the height of Aaron Rodgers, but I agree with you. I think with the receivers they got, I think with Garrett Wilson specifically, and then they get the running back too, right?
I think most of his decline this year was losing fucking Devontae Adams. I said that at the beginning of the season. Sure. We'll see a huge drop-off in his production because he doesn't have Devontae anymore. That's exactly what it was. But so, he'll be all right. He'll be fine. He's still good enough to get that team to the playoffs.
He's going to be a good player. He's going to be a top 15 quarterback. Not saying that he's not. Anytime he's taking snaps in the league, he probably will be. But he's just going to be like just enough to get them to 10 wins, I think, or maybe 11 wins.
AFC is tough.
Yeah. It's not going. I think they're going to be.
It's just going to be another team in the fucking AFC.
They'll be a wild card.
Deal with it.
They'll be a wild card. Yeah. They're not going to win the division.
That's my issue.
But we'll see, I guess.
No doubt.
A lot of solid moves day one.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. A lot will happen the rest of the week and stuff, too.
Whole lot of shit, yeah, for sure. A whole lot of... after day one, though, it's a lot of, mid-level signings.
Yeah.
And stuff. So the splash kind of happened. It might be one or two early tomorrow, but...
Then there'll be a couple of holdouts of the last big names left.
Yeah.
And then they'll get massively overpaid as the market is shrinking. And it's we got to get one of these big names.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep everything posted on NFL next week. More free agency stuff, but some basketball, a couple of basketball topics. What's going on with JJ Reddick and Perk?
Fucking
they was going at it.
Perk was on First Take the other day, and they had a little heated debate about Jokic. Just a little snippet of it. Let's give you a little.
I love Reddick, yo. He's a beast. I hated that dude for so long.
Oh, shit. It was rapping and shit. It was a rap battle?
Because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied this time.
I stated it's the facts. It's the facts. It's the facts.
Stephen A. being the mediator. So basically, sorry.
Wild to think about Stephen A. being a mediator with anybody.
The situation is hilarious. But they was having a debate about Jokic getting his third straight MVP this year, which is most likely going to happen. And Kendrick basically was saying they voting for him because he white. That was basically to sum up his take on what he was saying. And JJ was not fucking with that shit. He won't let him get that shit off. After that, he went, JJ had some crazy stats to give him and like all this shit. He broke down like, dog, he's like the first white MVP to win it's like 07, and that was Dirk Nowitzki. So like to say that like they're getting the MVP play to somebody just because they white, no, they have to be the most dominant player in the league. That's exactly what Jokic been. So I could see. I don't agree that with they giving the Jokic the MVP because he white thing. I don't like how they making a big deal about his triple double when we had a guy that did it for like 3-4 seasons. They say it was his stat pattern. I think he's going to get it this year because they're the best team in the fucking West.
Sure,
and he's been fucking dominating like he did the last 2 years. I think that's why he's going to get it.
I'm a Jokic stan, but there was a difference between the triple doubles Westbrook was getting. He was.
How was it though?
He was. I don't got no problem with stat pattern.
Got his team to the playoffs every year, just like Jokic. He was in there, and this is talking about regular season award. He did get one MVP, but he wasn't looked at after he did it a couple years after that again. He just stat padding now. It became a negative thing because he was averaging a triple double. I
think he was stat padding, but say he wasn't. This is not something you're gonna be able to really prove one way or the other.
Right.
Say he wasn't. The efficiency at which Jokic does it is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a beast.
It's like a natural triple double, not any type of. I guess it does come back to stat pattern, to be honest. Because what I thought when I saw Westbrook do it, I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen to see somebody average a triple double over a full season. I got no problems.
Rebounds is just wild.
No, that is
like Jokic. You a 7-footer. You should average 12 plus rebounds just being you.
Yeah, and he does. The rebounds have always been there. He boosted the assists at this point to get the triple double.
Yeah.
But when I watched Westbrook play, I had no problems with it. I loved it, but I think he went out of his way to get the triple double, and he played on a bad team.
A lot of games that
went on a bad
situations where he's like, I think the Nipsey game, the 2020 game, they was letting him get the extra rebounds to make sure he got it. It was some games like that, but to do that for 3 or 4 seasons straight, that's not impressive. Stat pattern. You still got to be balling.
No, for sure. But it's not to say that it's not impressive. It's not to take away from it. But I'm just saying, if you watch Jokic play, like, you don't even notice that he has the triple double going. He just finishes every game with
that should be wild.
23, 13, and 10. It's just
20 and 11
automatically happens. It's crazy. But I thought before the white comment, I saw they were going at it back and forth earlier in the week, and Perkins had said that Jokic was stat padding, and I thought Reddick's greatest rebuttal stat for that,
he made the players better.
They were 28-0 when he had a triple double.
Right.
They just lost for the first time this past week when he had a triple double. They're 28-1 the last 2 seasons when he has a triple double. Yeah. It's hard to say you're stat padding when you're winning. Right. Like stat padding, you're usually thinking like you're out of the game, getting beat by 20, but staying in so you can grab your last couple assists. I just think that's crazy. I think he should be MVP.
You said another assist about Jokic, how he made everybody's numbers around him is up this season.
Yeah.
Like their best season they've had
Aaron Gordon,
in their careers is
like,
this is crazy.
Porter
So like, that's a difference. And that's, I think, one of the main differences in between his triple-double and Russ's. He didn't necessarily make the players around him better. It was more so Russ got to do this or they're not going to win.
Right.
Type shit. So,
well, I mean, my only thing about it is like, I don't agree with Perkins to the fact that they're voting for him because he's white or anything like that.
Yeah,
statistically, he's a baller for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think at any point ever Jokic was the best player in the NBA. But or even really could be considered that. That's my stance on it. Like I don't think he probably should have ever won an MVP
for last season and maybe the first one, but this season makes the most sense for him to make it to me
because
everything is just really coming together for him and he's really the driving force.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like statistically on paper we could always look at that and be like, yeah, but just I don't know in real time looking at it, he's not the best player in the NBA. That's all I'm gonna say about it. It's just like, no, he's not. He's a really, really good player, but Jokic ain't gonna carry your team to the championship.
What about the most valuable? The best and most valuable, I think, are two different things to me.
The most valuable player is the guy like Giannis, who's gonna win you a championship. He's the most valuable player in the NBA.
Giannis
I think he's the best other option to take.
Yeah.
I think you can make the easiest case for Giannis, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I mean,
like if you're saying Jokic is not the guy, I think Giannis would be the easiest one to say. This dude does everything Jokic does as far as carrying his team and doing all this stuff, but he's won the championship, so he actually carried his team through all the way, and he does it in an unselfish, dominant fashion. I think you can make a really good case for Giannis. Anybody, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a couple other players in that category as well too, but it's just hard for me to ever say that. Like, I mean, it's always go back to that pickup game scenario. Like, I'm not picking Jokic first.
It's because he ain't got like a real flashy game. It's really like
it's not even that. I don't think it's that necessarily.
That makes a difference.
I mean, the name of the game in basketball, it is like explosion and you know, quickness and speed and stuff like that.
Quietly get his triple double.
He a baller for sure. Like, the guy knows the game, got a high IQ.
Yeah.
He can pass the ball. He's a fucking baller, flat out baller. But it's just never a moment where I'm gonna say this dude was the best player in the NBA. He's not that. That's all I'm saying. There's better players than that.
Yeah, I think most guys play like 25 games and shit. I know.
I would say Zion is a better player. That's what my personal opinion would be.
That's crazy. I think a lot of people would say what you're saying, not the Zion part, the other part. But I think what's most impressive to him, I think the reason he's not talked about as like the actual best player is because of points. And I don't think I could be convinced otherwise. The guys that we see put up the most points are generally going to be in the discussion for like who's the best player, because getting buckets is the name of the game.
Yeah.
But you watch a Jokic box score, there's so many times I'll go to check in on their game and they're in the early part of the fourth quarter and he has 8 field goal attempts. He's 7 for 8 with 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 assists, like in the fourth quarter. And it's like
is up there.
If he would take more shots and like be a scorer, I think he would be even at least considered more widespread to be like maybe he is the best player in the league.
But that's not his game though.
No, but I think it could be. I just don't think that is his game. I don't like your.
I don't even know if it could be. I don't know if he's physically talented enough to.
When he gets the ball, nobody can stop him.
I mean,
he can ball. He can get to his spots and stuff like that and make some shots and especially, of course, in the paint. But I don't think he's that kind of dominant offensively to be able to score, 30 a night type thing.
I think he is, though, yeah. I mean, you don't watch it basketball. He's definitely capable of doing 30 a night. But he's
has he ever averaged 30 a night
but you got to imagine.
Has he ever averaged
he's watching highlights. Jokic is going to get like passing highlights. He's not going to have the dunks. And stuff.
I mean, I like it.
And that's the thing. I think it's just the flashiness. He ain't going to have a bunch of highlights on ESPN every night.
What's the most he's ever averaged in a season?
I was just
probably more than 25, yeah.
26, 27. Yeah. He averaged 27 in 2021.
Well, that's what sucks the most about it.
You said 30. That's
the beginning of this season, I said this is Tatum's year to win MVP. And now at this point, it seems like if you ain't averaging close to a triple-double, you're not even in the fucking conversation.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's what it's coming down to. Because before, like years before, it was about who was scoring the most points. And then Tatum will be having a chance over Luka or something like that. But even Luka, he's averaging a lot of assists and rebounds too. So it's like, I don't think Tatum will ever be able to get it if these guys are going to have these crazy stats like this every season. It's hard to compare. Like, Tatum got his rebounds and shit up, but he ain't get catching nobody in assists. It's not his game. We don't need him to be that player.
Right.
So,
I think y'all are a game and a half out. That's not that bad. I was looking at the standings. I think if y'all were like running away with the East, I think he would be getting a stronger case as well because he's been just so damn good this year.
Right.
But I think that kind of gives an easy out if you don't have the other stats and you haven't run away with the division. With the conference. That may weigh in a little bit, but I don't know.
So, that's what it is. Coming down to the wire, though. We getting close to the end of the season.
Yeah, it is. We're wrapping up soon.
Play-in time first.
Yeah. The season's about to kick off. Season's about to get started. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Speaking of NBA, I was telling y'all earlier that NBA is about to require a minimum number of games played for major awards. That's be the minimum number again. They don't say exactly the number, but they're just discussing it right now. How y'all feel about that?
I thought that was always the thing, though. I mean, what major award is given out without nobody wins the MVP if they play half the season? I've never seen that happen before.
It's an unwritten rule. That's why I said I think it's stupid. It's just it doesn't change anything. Yeah. You're not going to be eligible if you play.
Is being an all-star a major award?
Nah, it can't be.
Nah, because
it's a mid-season award. Yeah. So it's like, any end of the season award. I ain't never seen somebody win comeback player of the year that tore their ACL midway through the season again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was balling at first, but then he tore his ACL again.
Yeah, I don't see it having any impact. I think they're just trying to figure out a way to still continue to try to address the people who's just sitting and taking rests and stuff like that. And I think it just is what it is. It's never going to go away now.
What difference does it make? I mean, just like personally, what really difference does it make for a basketball player to win the MVP? It's not like they get paid more, not based on it.
I think there's some type of bonus with that.
Yeah, I think so.
Do they get a bonus?
I think they get a bonus for it, but I think.
But how much is it? I mean, compared
to
accolade
to have on your resume.
Yeah, I don't think it's the financial thing. I think it's just when people have these talks.
If you're a baller in the NBA, you're gonna get paid regardless.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's financial, but everybody's trying to work on their legacy and be like remembered as one of the greats kind of thing. If you're one of the top 10 guys in the league, you start getting weeded out by this dude's got 3 MVPs. This dude's got 2 MVPs.
I mean, Dame ain't got no MVPs though, right?
With,
he still looked at one of them top. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you really need that.
All NBA and having those regular season awards do give you contract incentives and shit like that. Like, it plays into your contract, especially if you're about to get another contract and you made first team All NBA and was defensive player of the year or something like that. Your contract numbers go up.
Your max contract eligibility is
like set even higher. All right,
so it plays into your next contract.
All right, that makes sense then. Because you just see these max deals, and I just be wondering. I just think like the max is the same for everybody type thing. Because that's all they say. They don't say
awards and that making that All NBA first teams. Shit, bump your money up whenever you negotiate.
Yeah,
for a fact.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense for sure.
For a fact.
Did you see Kyrie was on Twitch or live or something the other night? Did you see what he said about gambling?
No, I didn't see that.
They had all kinds of clips on Twitter. He was saying,
"Oh, you didn't see that?
I did.
I'm surprised you didn't see that.
Why is that?
I am too. Why you saying
like Kyrie is boy like."
If I would have seen it, I would have seen it. Like what the fuck is Kyrie doing every day? Man.
That's crazy.
Kyrie don't usually do shit on the internet that much unless he's posting fucking movies that he wants people to like. Every now and then.
On Twitch, right?
Something like that. I just kept seeing clips on Twitter. Of course, he was being wild on a bunch of shit. But one of the things I thought he said that was interesting, he was talking about gambling. And he was just like, gambling fucked up the purity of the game. I think I had the quote.
I agree with that. The gambling does.
I agreed 100% with what he was saying. He was like, gambling and sports betting is completely taking the purity and the fun away from the game at times. There's a difference between being a diehard fan and supporting your team and loving your team versus somebody that's betting on a parlay or somebody that wants to hit. Yeah. I love sports gambling to my core. That shit is so much fun. Yeah. But it definitely has like changed the... It sounds corny to say the purity of the game, but I agree with that.
It does.
Like, even just me as a fan, there's dudes that I used to hate because I don't like their game, and I'll bet on them, and I'm like, all right, man, come on, let's get some buckets. And I'm like kind of cheering for them. There's like division rivals that I'm like, I need the Falcons to win this week kind of thing. And it's just like, it does kind of mess with being a fan because it's like not as pure as just cheering for your team, hating other teams, shit like that.
Yeah.
It kind of ruins it a little bit, but it's worth it.
I'm trying to find like a good median because, I'm still going to be a fan of my teams that I fuck with. But it's like, when you betting on shit, you want shit to happen. I try to stay away from shit that involve my team a lot. Unless it's just a game where I know how my team and players are going to play, I'll bet on them. But I really try to stay away from my team. Or if I'm betting on my fucking team.
Yep.
Most of the fans. So it's good that we're a good team. So it's good to bet on it sometimes. But I try to stay away just so I'm being that I ain't about to be betting against the squad and all the time.
Nah.
That shit comes with a little extra.
It's no fun. No fun to do that.
Well,
it's got to suck as a player, though, with the gambling. Because those motherfuckers are crazy on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Inboxing people and shit like, it fucked up my parlay.
Every night.
Who cares? They don't care
about your parlay,
shit, bro. Don't give a shit.
I thought it was interesting, though. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere, but I can definitely see why players would not be a fan of it.
It'll be at all 50 states soon enough.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a booming industry. I mean, why not? And it's so hard. And it's so hard to imagine it doesn't change the game. Like, he's talking about a purity standpoint just from a fan to player kind of love thing, but just the purity of the game in general. You know what I'm saying? Players being involved or referees or coaches being. It's so hard not to imagine a world when it's so easy. It's in the palm of your hand. You don't have to see the bookie no more. Yeah. You know, ain't nobody gonna catch no fucking pictures of you in the bar exchanging no money with the fucking bookie and shit. Like
getting your knees broken.
Right. You ain't gotta worry about that kind of shit. This is legal gambling. I know it's not technically legal for them and shit, or I guess it's against policy. It's still legal, I guess, to a certain degree. I don't know, maybe or maybe not, but it's just so hard to imagine it not affecting the purity of the game that way, too, when so much money is on the line, you know?
Man, at the same time, you can say the purity got taken in when motherfuckers don't stick with teams for so long. Like,
I think that is true.
You on your fourth team right now. Like, how you gonna expect a fan that's a fan of a team to keep on moving every time you move every 2 seasons and shit?
That's
what I'm saying. Like,
that's a good point.
If you stick with a team a little bit longer, maybe fans will love you a little bit more. But that's another conversation.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, basketball, I think, is different from that aspect. I think we've always kind of expected stuff like that in football, or we've seen stuff like that happen in football a lot, like players changing teams and stuff. But like, I feel like basketball, I don't know. I feel like when I was growing up, it was guys I just knew was playing for this one team, and that's the only team I really remember them playing for and shit.
Well, it's because basketball changed the game because they just started giving in to people.
It's a player-friendly league, man.
Yeah, the dudes were just like, I don't want to be here no more. And they're like, oh, we got to trade him. There's no other sport that does that.
No other sport that
does that. Adam Silver is he's a bitch to the players. Yeah. He lets them do whatever they want. Sure. And, you know, in some aspects, it makes the game more exciting.
Did Iverson play anywhere else?
Yeah, he went to the Nuggets at the end of his career.
He did play for the Nuggets. I forgot about
Detroit.
But you just don't.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't remember
But it's like the end of his career.
At the end of the career.
Yeah, after they're washed and it's like, we got to move on. I'm not ready to give it up type shit. Not I'm 25 and just signed a 6-year deal.
Right.
I don't want to be here no more. But like I said, it makes it more fun when all of a sudden, one random night, KD ends up with the Suns and shit. Like, in that aspect, it is more fun that anything can happen at any point in time. But you talk about purity of the game and fans and loyalty and all this shit. Yeah. It doesn't work well for that part.
Right. That's true.
But
definitely true.
Anything else?
Basketball wise, nothing really deep to get into. Just season coming to an end, so shit's starting to tighten up.
Yep.
Almost playoff time. Gotta love it.
I haven't paid any attention to college basketball this year, but I'm back excited because the actual tournament is about to start. I watched a bunch of games this past weekend. I was in conference tournaments and stuff. And college basketball in tournament time is still so much fun. Yeah. I watched Alabama play, and that dude that was mentioned as being a part of the investigation with the shooting or whatever, that boy can ball.
Nice,
good Lord. That was the first time I got to watch him actually play.
Like, I know where you got the gun from.
He's big.
I understand now.
He's a big, tall, strong dude that's got a nasty 3-point shot. They said he's going to be the first college player drafted after these couple of international dudes are gone. So I guess he'll go like number 3 overall or something. But that kid is nice. I think it's Brandon Miller.
Oh, yeah.
I think Alabama's going to win it all this year.
Alabama?
Yep. I watched them kill 2 teams this weekend, and I'm sold.
Was it you that shared the thing about the NIL?
Yeah. I forgot all about that, to be honest. So the NIL went into effect last year, right? This is the first basketball season that it's in effect for.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any correlation between? So I was saying before the NIL went into effect, it seemed like the top programs are going to have the most money available, and they're going to bring in the top guys because they've got the money to give them. Mm-hmm. Well, this year, like, Duke ended up making a run at the end of the year, and they're pretty hot right now, but they're not the same Duke team that's always been around.
Fucking UNC missing the turning.
UNC is the first. I gotta say,
how many years has this been?
First team to be an AP #1 overall to start the year to not make the tournament.
Don't do that. We was in
Had all those players.
We was in the championship last year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brought them all back. But you making a good point about the NIL shit because they all making a lot of money coming back to the Tar Heels this year.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it might play a part in why they just decided to stay.
I heard there was some beef too between two of y'all top players over a girl, but that's gossip.
I don't know about that.
TikTok?
Huh?
TikTok?
Yeah, I seen on TikTok.
Baycott hasn't been the best this season like he was last season.
I heard him and Love beefing.
Oh, no. Those are the two stars.
Yeah.
But those two teams, Villanova fell off.
Kentucky.
Syracuse hasn't been any good. Kentucky, like the top blue bloods of college basketball, all kind of suck this year. And the top teams this year, Houston, Alabama, Purdue.
I like Houston running back.
Do you think there's any correlation between that? It seems the opposite effect of what I would have thought happened.
It seems that way. Because, like you're right, all the better teams that's usually in the mix of everything has not been playing good this year. But I'm sure all of them, their top players got some money, though. For sure.
Some of those teams, though, we've seen some transition.
Yeah, Villanova lost their head coach.
Coach K.
Duke lost their head coach.
So, I mean, that could be a reason why. But it's too early on to know if it's the actual impact right now.
Yeah.
But I do think it's probably it's pretty naive to think it's not at all.
Right.
You know, of course it is. Something has something to do with it.
The first year.
Right,
Not getting it all the way right.
Well, I wouldn't mind if this is the byproduct of it.
Yeah, a more even level playing field.
Yeah, say you're some superstar kid in Wisconsin, and it's like I don't have to go to Kentucky anymore. Right. I can go to the University of Wisconsin and still get paid. And it's like maybe there is more incentive to go to these other schools that also have money. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting from a college football perspective as well too, because I think we do see that a little bit more, prospects kind of getting spread out a little bit more, and then they're opening up the playoff too. So that might make things a little bit more interesting and more competitive down the line instead of seeing the top,
can't
four teams.
The legacies of playing for the Tar Heels and the fucking Blue Devils,
right?
Like that,
for sure,
they're still gonna have to get the players to come.
If you create a new legacy,
I was gonna say,
yes, you can.
Georgia football is fully taken over at this point.
Right,
Bama doesn't suck or nothing, but they are the new Bama. Sure. And you just mentioned Houston; they had a great team last year too. That's a program that kind of came out of nowhere. And Alabama basketball was pretty good last year, and this year turned into a powerhouse. So
talking about
it can change.
Big D1 teams. It's still, what I'm saying?
But nobody's talking Bama basketball.
Right, that's true.
More than 3 years ago.
I mean, the only recent player I remember is Colin Sexton.
I didn't even know that.
He did.
I don't know any players.
But they were not good. They were awful. Well, at one point when he was on the floor, they had to play with 4 people.
Oh.
Yeah, because they fouled out or something.
They had
the game.
They had to finish the game with 4 people. They were getting smacked.
That's wild.
Yeah, I can't remember if what happened at the end, but he was balling though. He was still hooping.
Boy can play.
Yeah,
he's good.
Well, got any music or unsports related topics?
Yeah, you got
a couple, right?
Well, this week, the boy HitBoy, big producer on the West Coast, he put out this video with Alchemist, which is I thought it was pretty fucking dope. They both made a beat. HitBoy would start the beat, and Alchemist would finish the beat, and they were both rapping on each other side of the beat. They had a whole video for
That's pretty cool.
That shit was pretty hard. That shit was hard for real. I forgot that Alchemist raps a little bit. I heard him rap before in the past few years, but he actually killed this shit. They both spit one in, but HitBoy had some shots he felt like he wanted to take in his verse. So he threw a couple shots at DJ Mustard, 808, and then I guess the biggest one was one he took at Hitmaker, Young Bird. Took a shot at him, basically saying, I heard he was talking crazy about me or something along those lines, and said maybe he had to snatch his shit up like Trick did. I know y'all know about the old story. Young Bird got his chain snatched when he was in Detroit or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
HitBoy wasn't really fond of that comment.
He got slapped by Mano in the club too. They said,
"Yeah." He said,
so this wasn't a control verse where he was calling out all the other top producers. He was going personal at people.
Well, the HitBoy shot was really personal. The other ones was just more so talking about just the type of beats that they make. I think he called out Metro Boomin too. So I ain't never heard him make a no boom bap type record. He gonna do shit. He said 808 Mafia. What was it, 808 Mafia or something? I forgot who the other dude was. Somebody from the South ain't never made a beat without 808s in it or some shit like that. It's just like, all right, I kind of like that. You know,
producer beef.
Producer beef. I fuck with it. I mean, the other producers he called out don't rap, so
yeah, that makes it
I don't
tough.
know if they're gonna be able to respond.
Tough.
Like HitBoy actually do be rapping, so he got like the upper hand in that case. But he was calling them out. I fuck with that. I ain't mad at that at all. Little producer beef.
I don't mind it. It does take away a lot if they can't respond.
Yeah,
I mean they can, but like if they don't have the ability, it's
they gotta fight it out.
I'm sure that's what they're gonna try to do.
Have a beat battle.
Yeah. No, you gotta fight.
Yeah, I fuck with that though, because I do think, I mean, HitBoy is kind of getting more credit these days, but he's definitely one of the most versatile producers. I don't think I've ever heard a beat that sounds the same from him. Every beat I hear from him is on a different wave, so.
But that's not always the best thing, though, if you're a producer, necessarily. Right?
I mean, it's pros and cons, because some people say you trapped in a box, all your beats sound the same, like a DJ Mustard had that rap for a while.
Timberland.
All it's just had the same.
All the Timberland's beats are,
I don't know.
It sound like Timberland beats, though.
I mean, yeah, they sound like a Timberland beat.
It has a Timberland sound. That's all. It has a sound. It might be somewhat different, but it's you can be like, yo, that's a Timberland beat. You put it on, it ain't gonna be too long for you to realize it.
But you think that's different though than like Mustard?
I think it is.
I think he has a one specific.
Because he definitely has a lot of different type of beats.
Beat. Like, yeah, I think they're very different.
Well, I think Mustard get in his bag too. I think he got different kind of beats.
He does now.
I think he did before. I mean, I think
no, not early Mustard.
The Rihanna,
early Mustard, he had like 5 fucking hits at a time.
What's the Rihanna
all
song?
Sounded the same.
That's like one of the best beats I've ever heard in my life.
That's when he started to switch it up.
What song is it?
Needed Me.
Needed Me. That's one of the best beats I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
it's like literally, it's one of the best beats you'll ever hear.
That was one of the first.
It sounds nothing like that bubblegum shit that you'll hear from DJ Mustard. That was one of the first times that he stepped out of his box and was doing that beat. Before that, he made a lot of the same sounding beats.
When he was just making music with YG and
a lot of us.
Yeah, it was in demand for it, like that sound or whatever. But he showed he could switch it up, and then he came back again with like the whole Roddy, which like that's a different wave than the shit he was doing before.
No, I told you that's my issue. He don't do a lot of beats for Roddy.
But I'm just saying that's a different. He's showing you versatility through his career though. Like, and they're all fire.
I think that's probably a pretty good way to do it. To have a specific sound at the beginning,
right,
and establish or whatever, and then drift off afterwards into newer stuff. So that's a good example.
He's segued nicely through his career.
It's good for branding. I think it was said because I think a lot of people don't know a lot of HitBoy beats that he made. Because he doesn't have like a distinct sound.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
Joint. And he don't have like a tag.
I've looked that up before.
He uses his Nipsey tag on his HitBoy joints, but a lot of times he don't use a tag at all. So
it's funny, Pharrell never needed a tag because he gonna be on the song.
That too. He'll give you a hook.
He gonna sing on it. Yeah, he's like, oh, it's a Pharrell beat because he's singing on it.
That's his tag. Singing on the hook. Yeah, he gonna get his shit off. Spinning off that, Metro Boomin and Act kind of got. Well, it was just more so just Act. He was having one of his like going in on Meek Mill moments. Metro Boomin like
I thought they squashed that beef.
The captions of something. I think they did. Him and Meek did, but he going in.
He like still be going in. I know he still be having his moments and shit.
Yeah. So he had one of the moments against Metro Boomin this weekend. He like Metro Boomin commented on one of his posts that he made about him. It was like, "Can you please not post me on your page?" or some shit like that. And we were like, he was like nice about it. It was weird. I started going in on that man like. Called him all type of bitches. You know, he went on his fucking Twitch, his live, and went on for about 30 minutes, just spazzing. I'm like, God damn, man. He started like, I start exposing you. I know what that happened to you and how you been crying about interviews and stuff. I'm like, yo, that got some issues. I don't even think it was that serious how he was going in on it.
Act wild. Why would you ask to not be on the page though?
I don't know. Maybe you don't fuck with Act like I think most rappers don't, but I don't know because it wasn't like a bad post. He was just posting about something. I think he was like in the studio or said something about Young Thug or something. It wasn't nothing like crazy. He was just doing what I do, post shit.
So you get on Twitch, it goes crazy. I assume that's where he went. Did you see any of this stuff?
No, I didn't. I'm surprised it didn't come across my feed at any point. But I mean, that's what Act do. My stance is still the same. Somebody need to beat him up.
Ever invite me to the session or
That's it.
to the listening party for Future. That the same. We all bleed. Fuck you if you think you're on some high horse. I came in this door. I kicked open the door my own self. I'm not about to let no chat producer from no Atlanta who was crying a couple months ago over 20 different things tell me what and what I can't post. Get off of my page, you sensitive little. And I'm going to keep it like that. Get off my page. Do not go on my page no more. You're too sensitive.
I don't disagree with that, though.
He is going in, but like, why are you so mad?
You don't have to go to that level.
Why
it's like,
so mad?
Somebody's got to you got to get to a face to face. That's it. Like, all right, look,
but you
bro,
know you're not.
I like your little platform. All of that shit cute, but I will punch you dead in your fucking shit if you talk to me like that. Or like somebody just got to let them know that.
That's gonna sue you though.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's worth the lawsuit. Sometimes you got to punch somebody in the face, bro.
Shit, but it's like that's been my main issue. Man. He get in his motherfucking
and he ain't gonna sue you if he got more money than you.
And start talking crazy. And my thing is, I don't think he would ever do that to none of these people's faces that he talk about. That's my issue.
Well, that's the benefit of being on the internet.
That's
though.
my issue. Man.
This
you going crazy right now, bro? Like you wouldn't talk like this.
That's everybody on the internet, though.
Yeah. Do you think his ranting and raving is that much different than like when Joe does it? Not in the subject matter and stuff, but like I almost look at the way that those two rant and rave when they get heated onto a subject. Mm-hmm. They're like performers.
Yeah, I think
it's an entertainment performance, and this is like Act's chance to. He knows the crazier he goes on this, the more views and clicks he's gonna get. If he gets on Twitch and is like, yo, I don't know why this dude is talking to me right now. I think he should shut up. I'm gonna post whatever I want. Like it's not gonna get the visceral reaction that Act wants to go viral.
Right. I think it definitely both of them have their performances to it, but at the same time, I think a lot of the shit on the people that Joe goes in, I think he would say that shit to their face.
No, 100%. No, it's very different in that regard.
What would happen on there, I think he would say the same shit to their face.
Yeah,
and he'd be outside, and people can catch him outside in different places and shit too. So it's like,
no, I don't disagree.
That's why I think it's different there. But they definitely do a little performance and the shit they're saying. A lot of shit they don't really care that much about, but they gonna perform about it. But I think like Logic, of course, Joe goes in on Logic and shit.
I've seen some of that.
I think he would definitely say the same shit to Logic's face.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. He'll do it in his extremely calm and relaxed tone. I think in people's face. But
I think you're a horrible rapper.
That's exactly what he would do.
And Ack would too. He would say his piece. He would get his shit off in somebody's face. I think, but he wouldn't be calling them bitches and stuff like that.
Right.
Exactly.
But he would stand his ground.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying.
I don't think Joe ever takes it that far where you start calling people out their name. He might spaz on them.
You should never rap again. Don't get next to a mic. Don't get close to your phone.
Yeah, but he's talking about his rapping. He ain't calling him a bitch.
Right, fair
enough.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? He ain't called him out his name. He just said you a horrible rapper. Like,
that's fair enough.
Talk about his shit, but But yeah, they both put on a nice little performance. And it's entertaining. I get it.
Yeah, I kind of respect it. Because I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do the performance. It's just not in me. Even if we had something that we were like,
it depends.
There's something I could get passionate about, but there's not something that I could be like, oh, dude made some comment, I'm gonna make a crazy video and like go ham on it. Because I just
when you start doing like personal shots at people, I mean, we all call Katie a bunch of bitches and shit. I mean, y'all get that shit off sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm not a good enough actor.
It wasn't like a big performance, but just going in on somebody.
Nah, that's fair. That's fun to do. KD is a bitch. Respect.
I don't do no performing. It's all me.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't have that kind of energized personality for that.
Yeah. Maybe we need to take this pod to the next level and start performing.
No, I think that would. I think that would, and I just don't know how to do it. I couldn't do it if we did. And I watched the clip afterwards and it was like, I was fake getting hype about that.
You'll get your Lil Meech performance on.
I would just feel terrible. I would be like, this is stupid. I hate
acting
this.
Skills will be on.
I feel like it happens every now and then.
Young
we get
Miami.
a good passionate topic. We all stuck to our sides and we get our shit out sometimes. Like that.
I mean, that's not a performance to me. That's who I am.
Yeah, but it's passion. You were passionate about the shit that don't do nothing to affect your life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just, what I'm saying? Passionate about
my life because I'm right, motherfucker. What the fuck you mean?
It's still getting passionate about shit that doesn't affect us.
That's what I'm passionate about, being right.
You're so wrong so many times, though.
What are you talking about?
So many times you're wrong.
Stop talking. What are you
Don't
talking
you
about?
feel like
Stop talking.
What are you talking about?
Don't you feel like you would feel better if you could just admit you was wrong sometimes?
I've admitted that.
Not on anything of substance.
I've
He'll throw a
admitted that
bone
before.
on something minor.
I've admitted that before, though.
All right.
I mean,
I've once
he
said
don't know
that.
everything early in the pod. We
See,
gotta
that's what I
remember
mean.
that.
Give
That's the first time we let
throw
it
a
out.
little bone
I've
like
once
that.
said that Patrick Mahomes' MVP season was probably the best that we'll ever see him play, and that wasn't true. This past season was probably the best we'll ever see him play. So,
What about next season?
that's
do it
probably
again.
he'll probably never do that again. The odds say it's more than likely that he'll never do that again. But I mean, that's just how I think about things in general.
Fair enough.
But I'll admit when I'm wrong. I have no issue with that. But it's like 90% of the time,
Yeah, I
if
don't
you
know
have
about
any
that.
foresight whatsoever, you can get there with me.
But that's why you never admitted you wrong, because it's always something that's supposed to happen 10 years from now.
Yeah, you're a big pivot. You're a big
Yeah,
pivot.
yeah, like, so it's like,
You'll make a statement and then be like,
just
well, we
wait.
got to think about this. And I
Wait till
meant
he's
to
28.
like that. Pivot to the
Big
next
picture.
point.
The whole picture, baby. Big picture.
You're wildin'.
Wildly.
Is this Creed 3 soundtrack any good?
It actually is. Dreamville.
Well, that's the only reason I was going to look into it. I listened to one song, the J. Cole joint, and that shit was fire.
Y'all going to see the movie?
Use that as a sample today. Now I'm not.
You're not going to go see the movie?
I had it on my list too. I wasn't going to use it today, but I had it in case.
Yeah,
Go ahead and play it anyway, unless you got another one.
I got another.
All right, we're good. I don't think I saw Creed 2.
I've never seen any of them.
The first one was great. I can speak on that.
I recently just see Creed 2 like a week or so ago. It
You
came on
watched
TV.
2 before you watch 1?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild.
That's
It
some
was just
savage
on
shit,
TV.
dog.
That's wild.
It was just on TV. It was just a fucking box.
That's
It's like the
unacceptable.
same story every fucking movie.
No, that's wild.
Nah, bro, you can't do that. You can't watch movies out of
I
order like
guess.
that.
I mean, I wasn't that interested in the Creed shit anyway, but since it was on TV, I just watched it. It wasn't bad. It was decent.
Did you like Rocky?
It was decent. Rocky was all right.
I've never really watched Rocky like
But
that.
I haven't seen all of them. I think I may have
Jesus
seen maybe
Christ.
like 2 of them.
Hell, what, we started with like 5 and 3.
Yeah, right.
Not like the first couple ones I've seen.
I love Rocky,
Very
and I
good
thought the first Creed was really good. I have no reason why I didn't see the second one. I probably will at some
I think
point.
they're all on, or the first and second one are on HBO Max. I
Creed 2
think.
had like a lot of the storylines still from the Rockies because he fought like
Yeah,
the
the
Russian
first-
son.
Oh,
Creed
really?
2,
Oh,
he
shit.
fought
I
the
got.
Russian son.
Why did I
Which
not
is,
watch
of course,
that?
you know, from Rocky, the Russians who killed his dad.
That's the best. That's
It's
the
all
best one.
still it's all like a storylines based on
Yeah.
Rocky.
Yeah, the first one.
I mean, that's
had
what Creed
had
is. I
I think
Rocky.
the
in it.
last one was
from
the last
Rocky.
one they got Sylvester Stallone, and I don't think he's in 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Motherfucker's old.
Old as shit.
There is no Rocky without Apollo Creed, right? Isn't he like a major character in all 3
The
movies?
reason why they making Creed movies now.
TikTok.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. Isn't he a major character in all 3 movies?
No,
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne just made this case, and I saw the clip on Instagram. I ended up watching the episode later, but I wondered if you had seen that.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he makes a case that Creed is like the central character for the whole series because he's the first person he fought and lost, and then he's the second person so that he could win. And then the third fight or the third movie, he's like the guy that the fourth one he gets killed. Third one he's like training with him or something. And
Yeah, I know
obviously the Creed
nothing
movies,
about it.
his son. There's a case for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They have the Creed movies with his son, and now he has the son of his dad's trainer is his trainer now, who is Wood Harris.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Shout out to
nice.
Wood Harris.
Cool, but I don't know if I have to catch up on the movies before I even thinking about going to go see it or anything like that.
Yeah, I got to see 2 for
Thought
sure.
about checking it out. I fuck with Jonathan Majors and Michael B.
Oh yeah, everybody do now. Does back-to-back #1 movies. that
What's
he's
the
got.
other one?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and that. And then he's supposed to be playing Dennis Rodman.
I don't know if
You know,
I've seen
coming
any of his
film.
movies,
That
but
should
I
be
want
fire.
to see the Dennis Rodman one
sounds
without
pretty
even knowing anything about it. Such a crazy story. How bad could the movie be?
Of course.
I'm telling you, y'all gotta watch that movie Devotion that he's in, man. It's on Paramount Plus, so you gotta get access to that. But
I got
I
Paramount.
think I do.
That's what I watch. Oh, if you watch Paramount Plus, you can watch Mayor of Kingstown. That's on there, Paramount.
yeah, I plan on watching all that shit. I just gotta.
That shit is fire.
I got some time off coming up, so no
Again?
worries. Yep.
Man, don't never work.
Don't worry about me,
we
bro.
switch places, and now you got all the vacations.
I got all the babies too. You want to trade places?
I mean, yeah, you got the babies.
Yeah,
That was your decision.
You the babies.
that's. I guess
Rap
it wasn't really a sound. What? We should have opposite ads out there, like
Should have what?
opposite ads. Besides, wrap it up. Be fruitful. I don't know. Commercials that say be fruitful.
I don't think you need an ad for that. I think people are doing it already.
Huh? There's probably a lot of that going on.
I think that goes without
I don't
saying.
know, bro. I don't think. Like I said, more smart people you gotta have some kids, bro. More smart people gotta start having more kids out here.
Thank you, bro.
I acknowledge you as a smart person.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You gotta start,
I'm good.
little Andrews out here.
Maybe you gotta think about it. If the smart people aren't having kids, why is that?
Because they're smart. No, but look, I'm smart, and my children reflect that. Like they're smart. Shannon's smart too.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying. But like you run across a lot of motherfuckers who got two stupid ass parents.
Yeah, we've been overrun.
And they I think it's just
We've been overrun by this stupidity. I don't think there's any turning around.
Like all of the people I know that are like, I don't know, that I consider smart don't have any children, and they're like my age. So I'm like, y'all gotta have some kids, bro. Or else we're doomed. My kids are gonna be doomed
Because they got nobody else.
My kids
Bunch
are
of
doomed.
stupid kids around
all
them.
these dummies out here.
Yeah, my kids are doomed.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
interesting that you've noticed this, though. It seems like you've thought about it before.
Yeah, I watched this movie on it before.
Okay.
And but then I've looked around, I'm like, that's fucking true.
I've never noticed.
right.
I'm about to start paying attention to it now, though.
Pay attention, man.
Most people are sheep, man. It's what it is.
No, I was just saying
Which
it
one's
all.
the sheep in this category?
Oh, the dumb ones. The
Oh.
dumb.
Sheep.
See, I know what my duty is. That's
Oh,
all.
yeah?
Yeah, I'm just doing my duty.
Be fruitful, eh?
Respect. Respect.
It is done at this point. It's done. My duty is done. Y'all got some catching up to do.
I'm going to adopt the stupid people's kids.
Yeah, maybe you can save something.
That's how we change
for the
the
next
world.
generation.
Yeah, that's how we change the world. Not add more smart kids. We adopt the stupid ones. Make them smart.
Yeah, you got a lot of work on your hands.
Yeah, I ain't
That's what
adopting
I'm
nobody.
saying.
It's going to be tough.
Not for me. Is there any other news on this Dennis Rodman movie other than he's going to be in it?
That's it.
Okay.
Just that.
Interesting.
Michael B going to be in the new, what the fuck was that Will Smith movie? Shit, I forgot the name of it. Where he was by himself.
Hitch. Oh,
That would,
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend, yeah, it's supposed to be doing
I didn't care for I Am Legend that much. It wasn't a bad movie, but it was one of the worst Will Smith movies.
Really? You think that?
I do
That
think
was a
so.
pretty good movie.
Well, his worsts are still pretty good.
Yeah,
But I just think in his catalog, I would have
like
it
literally
towards the
nobody else in the movie but him and his dog most of the time.
and a mannequin.
Yeah.
It's like when the camera's off, what is he doing to that mannequin? You know, like, nobody asking the questions that need to be asked.
I think that's a guilty
Very good
conscience
shit
on
out.
you.
No, I'm just saying, bro. What is he doing to that mannequin?
You be fucking the mannequin, huh?
I don't know. But he looked like he had a pretty strong, long-lasting relationship. At some point, I would have think it would have advanced.
He had nobody else to talk to.
To a certain degree, it's like, whoa, now somebody was watching it. These cameras was working, then his video store. Somebody,
He's one of the smart ones. He ain't trying to have no mannequin.
yeah,
What a dog.
Oh.
yeah. I mean,
He love that dog.
it's abuse, bestiality.
Did you like that movie?
I thought it was a decent. I don't really get into. It's another zombie. I don't really get into those type of things. This zombie vampire.
No, but it's Will Smith.
Don't really do it for me. It's like it's decent. It's cool. And then it's like the alternative endings and shit to it.
Oh, was that one that had that?
Yeah, I think that's what the spinoff is based on.
Because the alternate ending where he like kind of survived, I guess.
Yeah, because he was supposed to die in like the actual ending, but they had a alternative where he actually lives, and it was a real scene that was shot and stuff like that from back in the day.
Interesting.
And I've seen that multiple times too. So
I never got into vampire stuff, but zombies.
it's like a vampire zombie
zombies I'm
mix.
okay with if it's done well. Not a huge. I'm not gonna go. If I see something with zombies, I'm not like, yo, that's something I need to see.
Same.
But I've seen a decent amount that I was like, they did that really well. I don't hate it.
Oh.
But I feel you.
I like Zombieland.
Zombieland?
Yeah, Zombieland.
That was a good
double
one.
tap.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little funny zombie.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I think I did see that.
Twinkies.
So random.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson.
Shit.
Anything else?
We got a couple of new music drops. New
Yes,
music
sir.
starting to drop now.
Finally.
Boy Blast put out a nice little 4-pack just for clarity too.
Still hasn't missed.
Hasn't missed, man.
Wonder how many songs he's up to now because he don't miss.
He's up there. Like,
Not saying every one of them is the greatest song you've ever heard,
he
but there's
doesn't make
no
a
bad
song. Yeah,
songs.
he doesn't make a bad song at all. That motherfucker is fire. But
Yeah, I
that's pretty
enjoyed that.
solid. Jim Jones dropped the album with Hitmaker.
Oh, really?
It's a pretty solid project too.
See, a couple of years ago, I would have laughed. Anybody telling me Jim Jones dropped some music and I need to go check it out. But
Nah, he been
ever since that one a couple of years back
El Chapo.
that he did with Heatmakers, I'm down. I'll listen to
Yeah,
it.
Jimmy's still making a lot of dope music out here.
Back in my
That's-
prime, huh?
My boy G Perico put out a Gangsta Grills with Drama. Shit hard. Some West Coast shit.
Gee, who?
G Perico.
Perico.
Big West Coast guy.
Super West Coast. I can't do it.
I can't fuck with it, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Nah, you wouldn't for
Yeah,
sure. I
definitely
can't,
not,
I can't
huh?
either.
You ain't on that at all. And that Dreamville on Creed 3 soundtrack's pretty solid too.
The Dreamville concert about to come up, right?
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
When is that? The festival, yeah.
Drake's supposed to be there, ain't it?
Drake's supposed to be there this year.
The
Yeah.
best lineup yet.
Usher, I think, is gonna be there. It's like a real
Was Usher's name right next to Drake's?
no.
top
It's a
headline?
separate day. I think it's like a It's a really like diverse lineup they got going on there. And I saw a lot of artists. I'm like, I didn't expect that person to be one of them. You know.
If you're gonna do 2 days, you got time for it to add in some different styles, different vibes. It's a cool idea.
Yeah,
It's really dope.
I'm trying to see who's if I can find that lineup again. Oh yeah, so Usher, Lil Durk, Ari Lennox, of course, City Girls, Sean Paul, Earth Gang. I don't even know who Jessie Reyes is. Key
Oh,
Glock.
she can sing.
Yeah, she can sing her ass off.
Oh, I didn't know who that was. Key Glock, and then Sir. You know who Sir is? I don't know who that is.
West Coast.
Luke
T.
Omen. And then the next day they got, of course, J. Cole and Drake, Summer Walker, J.I.D., Glorilla, Waka Flocka Flame, Mario. Is that Mario? Mario, Ari Star. I don't know who that is. But is it? I mean, some of these people, it's like, all right, you know, and Burna Boy. So it's pretty diverse.
I go just for Sean Paul.
Oh, yeah. Just give me the
That
light.
set gonna be fire. You like that
Just
shit
give me the
turn
light.
Just give me the line.
If you're single, that's probably where you want to be.
Probably so.
That's probably what
Sean Paul was fire for real.
You
I
don't
was
wanna
joking, but
miss
he
that
was
one.
fire.
Facts.
Back in the day, he had the fire.
Well, he had mad hits.
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
Great set.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting lineup.
Yeah, I wonder how much those tickets cost.
Sheesh. They gonna be up there.
At least 67 for general admission.
Oh, you paying? All three of us? Cool. I'll drive.
You got us in on the bodyguard tip, right?
Yeah, just give us a job. We just
They don't
go
have
in
it
there.
posted,
Oh man,
Yeah,
so I don't know.
you ain't gonna have no work anyway.
You
Yeah.
ain't trying to go down there and work 12 hours.
I mean, I would actually do it this time. I know what to expect. But, yeah, I don't know.
Any other new music?
No, I think that's it. Let's see if I play any R&B. Music Soul Child put out an album produced by HitBoy. That shit's pretty solid. That's about
Nice.
it. Nothing else. Too crazy.
Well, that works. That's
Keep
perfect.
Dropping again though.
Yeah, get some of the big names back. Hopefully.
Yeah, we in that time of the year. Just start opening back up. That's y'all got. You done?
Yeah, I got nothing else, and we pretty much ran up on time. We got a couple samples left, so
Yeah.
we cut it here. But any words of wisdom or anything before we leave the YouTube listeners?
No words of. Let me see. Make sure I ain't writing nothing down.
You got something?
I have nothing, no.
That's all right. I don't either.
Yeah, I think I said that before. Nope.
That's all right. The gang is back together. We gave you a full episode, a good episode. Lots of NFL shit, some good NBA stuff, all that other nonsense that we covered. Good stuff. We'll be back next week. We appreciate you on the YouTube. Stay tuned if you on the audio. We got 2 samples coming.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.